Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott wave update for DOGWIFHAT. Now what you see on the screen is my last update from DOGWIFHAT. It was all the way back on August 6th. I was looking for this B wave up between 191 and 274-ish. And let's go to the live chart today. There we are. That was on around August 6th. So right here, I was calling for this move up to this green box, as you can see, which we have pretty much nailed. So I want to go over this one in real time. I haven't updated it. You can see it was pretty close. B-wave would go over here, and we'd be looking for a one-to-one move if this is the correction complete. Now there is a way this is bullish. I'm going to show you how these patterns kind of differentiate as we get more price action here. So I'd go with the closest of the two if we're going to get this ABC. And first of all, off our low here, have this as a 5-wave move to the upside. If you did watch my old videos, you're welcome to go look at that. We are looking for this as an A wave, B wave up, and then a one-to-one extension for our C wave to complete a larger 1-2. Reason being, we didn't come to the 382 on log scale. Though on linear, we have come pretty deep all the way to the 786. So technically can have a completion here, and I'll show you how. But it all kind of depends whether or not we get buyers step in here. So first of all, this is the most obvious, looking for a C wave down to around 65 cents on log scale. That would be our target, around 65 cents. So pretty straightforward. And we'll go over the different counts and show you the setups here. Now the alternative that we went with last time was that this was let me get rid of some of these. I haven't updated them in forever. This was a triple zigzag. W, X, Y, X, Z complete. So this would be our wave 2 low. We'd be looking for 5 waves up here to complete a 1-2 of one lesser degree of this one and continue to the upside to all-time highs. So we need to be aware of both of these depending how bullish the market ends up getting if this is alt season. So let's discuss how that can happen. Oh, that was my time fib. I'll just get rid of that for now. And we can tighten these up. Did we pass the golden zone? We did. Still far away on linear. So anyways, if this is a completed correction as a WXYXZ, then we're looking for this to hold as a wave 2. So in that sense, again, I haven't looked at this. I'm just going to do this in real time. In that sense, we need to see a 5-wave move. Is there a 5-wave move available? Well, first I'm looking for a potential. No, not that. So what I would expect this to be, we would have to get some sort of wave 1 and 2. I'd hold. No, not really. So the way I would end up labeling this would be a wave 1, 2 with a flat. This looks like 3, potentially 4, looking for a 5th wave to the upside. Let me just take a look at these on the smaller time frames here in a moment. Those are extensions. I want to see at least a 1 point. At least a 1-to-1. I'd like to see a 1.618. Yeah, that's not looking that bullish, is it? So we're past the 1-to-1 extension in that scenario. Is there a 5-wave here? Not really. It's not looking amazing for the bulls. If I had to label this, I would label this as a 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. That would be my 3rd. This looks like 3. Let me see if that works. Yeah, nothing's hitting ideal guidelines here, which usually means corrective. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that looks good for there. Running flat here, sharp wave. Sharp wave 4, running flat. So this would be alternation. We got a flat there, sharp here for our fourth. So that would be the most likely. They look about, they have the right look to them. We have 5-wave move here for our third and running flat here. Okay. Yeah, this is how I would label this one. I would then look in this bullish scenario for a extension in time of this 1, 2 for our fourth wave. So we're almost there. That would be that 1-to-1 where wave 2 equals wave 4. Usually wave 4 we want a little bit longer. No, this is rough. I just want you to see how we do this in real time here. Important to note that this is a failure, this exact count, as soon as we overlap this wave 1. So quite a tight stop to invalidate this. Might be worth a trade for me. Let's see how the micro ends up looking. This does also look like it's more of a channel. Yeah, that's not hitting ideal either, so that won't be any real help. And that looks like I put my third here because this looks like 3 waves. It's most likely a B wave, so this would be a 3, 3, possibly a ending diagonal for our C wave that holds above this wave 1 to that 1-to-1. Ideally hold the 50 here. Would the 50 even invalidate? Yeah, pretty close. So best trade setup for me would be that overlap with the wave 1. It's at 195.74 according to CoinX. Let me throw that back on. Get rid of our background there, make that all one color. So we're right in that zone we want to be, 236, 382. Hold above the 50 ideally, but it's so close to that invalidation that I'd put my stop at the invalidation. We'll run this as an ABC, as a running flat. Throw on our channel, see where we are. Looks like we might have overthrown it a little bit. Here's our ABC. I don't think this is going to hold. This is probably breaking through. Yep. So you can see nothing's ideal here. And the only way I'd consider this an impulse is if we get one more move to the upside. We're at that rejection area we would expect between the 618 and the 786. Not quite through. This looks like a 1.618 extension for our C. Let's see here. No, not quite. We're past the 1-to-1 for a C wave. Where's my 1.236? Put that on the right. So we're coming right into that zone. Wouldn't want to pass that 1.618 extension. This does look like a diagonal. See. Overlap right there, something like this. It is also possible this is complete, because I think wave 5 in that scenario, that last low would be shorter than wave 3. Yep, right there. So this can technically be complete. I don't think so, though, because the way I would look at that as complete is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? As our diagonal completed right here, right at the 1.236 extension. But because this move off the low, look how deep we came. That's well past a 90%. So I would actually expect this to extend a little bit out, get one more low, then go, right? It just makes the most logical sense if you're playing this as an impulse. But I mean, there is a trade setup there. I am going to keep an eye on it because I'd rather scalp this if we get a new low here and potentially buy a nice little pullback there, stop at this low. Off we go. Get a much, well, it's pretty tight. Get something like this, 4 to 1, but if I'm able to get it on a smaller time frame with a little tighter stop, get a little bit better risk reward, more to like a 9, 10 to 1. So that's how I would play the bullish scenario. That's what I'd be looking for. But this becomes invalidated right there at 195.74. So it is decent if you were to consider this a completed correction. But important to note, our 1 to 1, you'd pull the length of wave 1 off the end of wave 4 whenever that completes. Look for the 1 to 1. But this is going to be adjusted, right? You have to pull from that pivot. So it is a nice little trade. We might even come a little lower than that, depending. We'll have to do our Fibonacci extensions once this completes and starts moving. But that's what I would look for a long. And if we get this, it's pretty nice. I would consider the option that this is a wave 2 and this would be a 1-2 of one lesser degree. I don't necessarily think so. You can see how ugly this wave is and the count. We didn't come to Fibonacci extensions we expect. This was a running flat. Although the alternation does work, it is quite ugly. We get a running flat here and then a expanded flat here for our wave 4. Not quite what we want, but it is all valid. Invalidation is right there at 195.74. So I might consider that an option there. That being said, how would I consider this to the downside? Hang on here. Let me put all that in here. Make that disappear. Okay, that's disappeared. How would I consider the downside now? Right here. Snap. Sorry, guys. It's all in the wrong area. I'll just have to remake it next time. But to the downside, we'd have a B wave in, or this would more likely be WXY, because we have 3 waves. This would be ABC, or an A with a triangle, A, B, C, D, E, as you can see, and then we get an ending diagonal for our C wave. This is where accounts can get kind of frustrating when they commingle like this, right? Because this could easily be an A with a triangle B and C wave as a diagonal. 3, 3, 3, as you can see, and our top is in. So you can see how that kind of interconnects together based on my previous count, which I just deleted, but you can see that. So this is how they can become together, and we were looking for an ending diagonal there for the bullish scenario to hold above 195.74. But in the bearish scenario, B waves in, this diagonal becomes a wave 1, right, to the downside. And that's where what I would suggest if you're trying to make the decision to short this or not, if I were going to do that, I'd wait for this to pan out, wait for this ABC, look for our standard areas, 618 retracement, 50%, etc. Look for the 1-to-1 of C equaling A, and I would wait for the market to start to come back, break this B wave, and I would have a trigger order set at the break of that B wave. Stop would go at that C. And we're targeting much lower. We would be looking for an impulse to the downside because we'd have a diagonal here. And we'd be looking for that 1-to-1. So that's how I trade that short. So as you can see, there's setups both ways. Both counts are valid and make sense. You're just going to have to go with your bias on this one. There is also the opportunity to take both trade setups, right, as they come. Nothing wrong with that. But anyways, that's my bullish and my bearish setup. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that was helpful, me doing it in real time. You can kind of see how it's done. You kind of have the way the pros and the cons, the best fit for each, where your invalidations are, and your trading plan for each. All right, guys, so that's it for WIF Hat. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.